Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about Social Security disability benefits. So basically, say how long you must work to qualify for the Social Security disability benefits. So, okay, before I start, I just want to mention that. So, all the information on my channel in this video is based on my education, then and my research on the various websites. So that's based on my understanding for all the content. So if you please do not just rely on those information to act on it. Please do your own research, then make the decision. So this is just for educational purpose only. So based on my understanding. Okay, let's get started. So how do I meet the earning requirement for the disability benefits? In general, to get a disability benefit, you must meet two different earning tests. A recent work test based on your age at the time you become disabled. Duration of the work test to show that you worked long enough under the Social Security. Certain blind workers have to meet only duration of the work test. Okay, we're gonna see this. It's not very obvious, say what's recent work test and duration work. It's a little complicated than that. Let's see. Social Security disability benefits. So, sir, minimum 6 credit, which is 6 quarter of coverage, 1.5 years. So just keep in mind, no matter how old you are, so minimum 6 credit, which is 1.5 years working, is required. So doesn't matter how old you are. Let's say if you become disabled before age 24, you generally need 1.5 years working, which is 6 credit in the 3 years before you become disabled. Okay, to understand, sir, how long you work, right? We go back here, the duration of the work test, recent work test. The duration is you have to work 1.5 years. The recent is in the 3 years before you become disabled. So that's when you are younger than 24 years old, right? So at least, recent 3 years, you worked 1.5 years. Then if you are 24 through 30, you generally need a credit for the half of the time between the age 21 and the time you become disabled. For example, if you become disabled in the quarter you turn 27, then you would need 3 years of work out of 6 years period, and with the quarter become disabled. So you are age 27. 27 minus 21, you get 6. Is 6 years, right? 6 years. So this 6 year is recent 6 years. And with the duration, you need 3 years of work. 3 years of work, which is, each year 4 quarter, then kind of 12 quarters. So that's that. So that is 24 through 30. So basically, you use the number your age minus 21. Then the number of years working is half of that. So that's how you calculate that. So if you are disabled at age 31 and older, so if you use 31 minus 21, you get 10. You generally need at least 20 credits. Well, they get the 20 credits. 20 credits, if you 20 credits, how many years? In the 10 years immediate before become disabled. So they switch from credits and years of working is very confusing. So here at least 20 credit. So if you each year you have 4 quarter, which is 4 credit, 20 credits divided by 4, you get 5. So basically you have to 5 years working credit, right? 5 years working within the 10 years. So basically if you are older than 31, so for older than 31, for recent 10 years before you become disabled, so you must have 5 years working history, which means you can see if you are not working for last 5 years, you basically not eligible. So we're gonna mention that. Here say how many credit would you need if you become disabled at a various age. So 31 through 42, you can see here is 20 credits, which is 5 years working. If 44 is 22 credit, 5.5. So it's 22 divided by 4, right? So this is so when you are 62 or older, so it's 40 credits. You can use 62 minus 21, you get 41. So basically it's 40 credit. You can use a simple way, just 62 minus 22, you get 40. 40 is maximum credit. 40 then you divide by 4, you get 10 years working, right? So when 10 years, so you are fully insured. So that's the maximum credit you would need. I have here, say in order for you to be eligible for the disability insurance, you must have a minimum of the 6 quarter of the coverage to meet the duration requirement. So 6 quarter, which is 1.5 years, right? The minimum requirement for the 6 quarter coverage is also applicable for those who have not yet attained 22 and may apply for the disability on their own earnings. So it doesn't matter doesn't matter how old you are. So you have to meet a minimum 6 credit in order to to meet the requirement. Then 40 is the maximum number of required to be fully insured. So then here, as we talked about before, say once the worker has not worked for the over 5 years, she is not eligible for the Social Security disability benefit, even she is fully insured for all the other benefits. So that's because the recency test, right? So you basically, if you are out of workforce over 5 years, you are not eligible for the Social Security disability benefit. So that's how you to find out if you have enough credit to be eligible for the disability benefits. So that's how you do the test, right? So now you would like say, okay, what is considered disabled? Definition of the disability for the Social Security disability benefit. So you must not be able to engage in any substantial gainful activity, SGA, because of medically determinable physical or mentally impairments that is either expect to result in a death, has lasted or expected to last for continuous period at least 12 months. So basically, well, this is a definition of their disability. Well, that's a list of the tests that you have to go through on the Social Security website, you can, if you encounter those situations, you should go to research on this. So some situation is obvious, result expecting you're gonna die. So then you that is obviously qualified. So anyway, so that's the same. So basically say, well, if you are disabled and you are qualified for the definition disabled and you worked enough to qualify for the benefit, then how much is the disability benefit, right? So basically say disability benefit is equal to 100% of workers' PIA or the retirement benefits. So here the PIA is primary insurance amount. So this is the retirement benefits at your full retirement age. So they usually calculate this. So that basically is your disability benefit. Then when you are disabled, because you cannot bring income home, right? So your family, that there's no support, right? So then your family members are eligible for benefits as well while you disabled. So while not only you getting the disability benefits, and your family are qualified for the benefits as well. So certain members of your family may qualify for the benefits based on your work. They include your spouse, if he or she is aged 62 or older, your spouse at any age, if he or she is caring for a child of yours who is younger than 16 or disabled. Your unmarried child include an adopted child or in some cases, or grandchild. The child must be younger than 18 years old. Your unmarried child. So that's your unmarried child. Your unmarried child then, if age older than 18 but the child is disabled, then younger than 22. So the child disability must meet the definition of the disability for adults. In some situation, a divorced spouse may qualify for the benefit based on your earning if he or she was married to you at least 10 years, is not currently married, and is at least age 62. The money paid to the divorced spouse doesn't reduce your benefit or any benefit due to your current spouse or children. So, okay, let's see. Your member, so your spouse, so your current spouse. If you are disabled, your current spouse, if your current spouse is older than 62, so the spouse may get the benefits, and your spouse at any age. So if your spouse is younger than 62, but your spouse is caring for your child is younger than 16 or disabled, so it's eligible for the benefit. Your unmarried child. So basically, if you have a child who is younger than 18, right? So that's or younger than 19 if still in high school. Then your unmarried child who is disabled then between age from 18 to 22. And then another one is if you have an ex-wife who married to you over 10 years, then older than 62, then may get benefit as well. However, here they will not mention that, but if your ex-wife, ex-spouse, if care for your kids, then eligible for the benefit as well. So that's about disability benefit.